What up, what up, what up? How are you guys doing? Yeah, me too. Nice, nice. So, how are you, Nick? We have some 4-hour resistance across the board here. What up, Santos? How are you, bro? First. Nice. So, what just happened here? We had 15-minute, 30-minute candle respecting this level. It's now flipping bearish and starting to come down, but we don't have a closure. Oh, we actually do have a closure on the 15-minute below this range, and we filled it all the way down to this level here. Came up and we rejected this level, and we're now filling the daily range back down again. So this thing is starting to come down now. This wick fill of this range didn't look bad. How does that look like on the 5-minute time frame? We're still, the fact that we respected this level, I would like us to break below it, right? To actually come down, break the daily low once again. What up, Chris? Blues in the chat. Now that we're forming lower lows and lower highs on our way down to this level, we still respected this level, so I want to see the same thing kind of form once we break the daily low again. I want to see us maybe come back up and use this level as a resistance right here, right? Let's see what we can do here. What's NQ doing? NQ is just breaking highs. Time to run it up, Santos. And look at that dump. No bottom wick on the daily. Market opened at 6 here. Did make a bottom wick and flipped. Why is this all fucked? No, not New York midnight. Yeah, I was looking for sells as well, but I'm not liking the way this is closing. How this closed with no bottom wick barely, this closed with no bottom wick barely. That's what I'm not liking right now. So I'm gonna wait for a break of the low here. What's up, Chris? You taking any entries tonight? 15-minute closure coming up. One minute. Alright, we just had a 15-minute closure, 15-minute closure with no bottom wick here. This is trash. If we come down and create a bottom wick, breaking the daily low, where would this go to? What are you gonna do here, bud? Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it. Leave a like if you're here watching. I was looking for sell stops on the break of the daily low, but the 15 opened up with no bottom wick and started driving with no top wick. Not interested. I'm waiting to see if maybe we flip for the money printer on the 15. But when do we tap? Did we tap this? Yeah, almost. This looks steep. What up, Jay? This is on NQ if any of you guys are interested. This is looking like it might wick me out and give me a little pump fake there. Yeah, there's only 15 pips until that resistance. I'm gonna wait. Back to gold. A second gym crush? No way. Better start talking to them, brother. I need a pullback and then a rebreak of the low. That's what I would feel more comfortable with. But if we do pull back, we'll be flipping on that 15, which is the money printer. So this would have activated me. Let's go back to it in a little bit. $10 minutes left for this hourly. The way this hourly is closing, it has no top wick. We're at a level of support. This is tough. I might have pussied out on sells there, being too close to the hourly close. That was my setup on the rebreak of the daily low. I might have pussied out. Yeah, I was agreeing with you. When my buy entries that I saw here never gave me the buy stop, and then we started flipping back down and we reattempted this at the end of the day and never kept driving. When market opened, that we started dumping like this, I was like, all right, cool, this gave me two setups here on the rebreak of the highs, and price never drove. So usually when that happens, price starts to sell off, and it fucking did. So right here, as we approached the daily low, when we pulled back on the 1 minute time frame, formed structure, and then rebroke it, that's where I would have had a sell stop. Being too close to the hourly close, I was a little scared, but that ran for, I don't even know how much that is. For me, it ran 15 pips. Oh no, that only ran 8 pips. That wouldn't have been well, that would have been an entry. Yeah, good shit. So this buy stop that I deleted ran for 17 pips. So this is the full range that I had marked up. I didn't want to take a trade with only in a 17 pip range. Now that I did that, I'll wait for the hourly closure, for the pullback, I'll wait for the bottom wick, and then the flip bullish on NQ. I'll take that. So if this hourly respects this level, we can expect a bottom wick, and then we can look for some buys off this level if we start to form correctly. Yeah, I'm back to benching 225 at the gym. So maybe the next 3 weeks of me benching this same weight, I can start doing my actual routine. Yeah, I'm trying to prime my nervous system to get used to this heavy weight again, because like this same time last year I was benching the same 225 for double the reps that I'm doing now, and deadlifting 100 pounds more for several more reps than I was doing now. And my body weight is the same, my body composition is the same, but I've been several months without benching heavy or deadlifting heavy. So my nervous system is not used to that weight anymore. The shock onto your nervous system of lifting that heavy weight again versus it being used to lifting that weight is completely different. How you doing, everybody? Drop a like, por favor. Four minutes left and we're still plummeting down here. NQ has rejected to the T this level here. So let's wait. Let's wait for a continuation here on NQ, and then maybe we can take another entry as the hourly closes. Holy crap, another dumparooski. Tariffs on the automotive industry, causing a dump on gold. What's the deal here? It just filled the whole range. Yeah, exactly. It gave me personally a setup, but I hesitated because it was 10 minutes to the hourly closure. Which, if you've been listening for the past few streams, I've been talking about how a lot of my trades have been playing out before the hourly closes, so I might be more inclined to take those scalps before the hourly closing, knowing that there's a high probability of the setup still working even though the hourly is about to close. Usually you see a pullback on the last 15 minutes of the hourly, the last 15 minutes of a 4 hour, the last quarter of a candle. You usually see that pullback to create that wick that most candles usually have. But sometimes price will still drive and then pull back the last second, giving you the wick. Shit, damn, dude. So if it wasn't for this hourly closure, I would be in these trades here. price off the screen already? Holy shit. See how this hourly closes? Let's not be impatient. The hourly is gonna close no top wick, no bottom wick. What do we know about those candles? Those are death candles. I'll blow some ganja onto the chart, see if gold can start pulling up now. It probably won't. We've respected this level, triple topped, very heavy. So ideally, I would be looking for more sells. Hourly's about to close. Maribosu candles. Marlboro Reds. 100s, not the shorts. Fifteen seconds. Let's see. Are we gonna respect this level? There's a lot of volume. Holy shit, NQ. Holy fuck. Damn, my buys would have played out so cleanly there. Alright, I can't watch all these charts at the same time. Let me focus. So, we're dumping with no top wick, right? Are we faking out here? We really closed below there. And now that we've rejected that, if we continue to come down and re-break the low, man, that sells all day. But we're respecting this level here. That's a strong level, my friend. Yeah, I'm gonna have a sell stop here. It's further away for you guys. It might activate me and then start pulling back before activating you guys. Where did I drive up? What did that do on the 1 minute? Alright. Alright, that's invalidating my structure completely. This needed to plummet down and break the lows to continue the trend on the SMA. Now that we're starting to pull back, I'm not interested in those sells anymore. We have to like fake out again and then start coming down. Respecting, so everything is closing respecting at a major level. So let's be careful here. How does the music sound for you guys? I did some adjustments to the sound. What's up, brother? How are you? How much did we run here? 13 pips. 32. We just had a 5-minute closure. It's been a minute. It's coming down for a bottom wick. Here we're starting to break the trend. It's not continuing anymore. What's the DXY doing? It's breaking highs, but we have no daily bottom wick. Where are we gonna tap? Our resistance is until here. And it's bullish. So let's see what the beta is. Let's see if we start to fill this candle. And we just have a lot of traffic here. We just have a lot of traffic here. Alright, I'm gonna take a buy stop on NQ. We are looking clean for a continuation. Yeah, that's price action for you. I'm gonna delete this buy stop. We made a high, didn't drive. Try to make another high, failed. Try to make another high, failed. At a resistance, that lowers the probability of my setup. So I would rather get out of there. Let's see what we can do here. We still have range until this resistance, right? How many pips? What do you want to do, Google? What do you want to do here? Blues in the chat. I mean, we did respect this higher time frame level. We're closing back into it. We faked out. We've reached the SMA. I mean, this could be the lower high before a continuation down. It's still valid. We just have to be careful. Careful and cautionary. I want to wait for better structure to be formed on the way up than just this massive pullback. You guys are awesome. Damn, NQ just dumped. And gold is retracing this entire move that it just dumped. Is NQ gonna do the same and create a bottom wick for the daily here at these levels? Let me use the bathroom real quick. Before stream. Have you guys taken anything tonight? Bruh. Fuck you, options. A DXY is coming down for a bottom wick for the daily. You guys take anything? Inedible. You fucking savage. DXY is dumping. Gold should be coming up. So how can we take an entry for buys here? We're having a 15-minute closure. The 15 is about to close in 30 seconds. Let's get a pullback and needs to pull back. Give us a top wick. Fifteen-minute closure, slight bottom wick, slight top wick. I mean, we could easily reject off of these two levels here. This is a strong level, so the steeper this wick, the better before the flip. If it flips, that's the 30 re-breaking the high, that's the hourly re-breaking the high. How many pips is the fill? Only 3. Be patient here. Let's be very patient. This thing could flip and give us that push up, but after only retesting the daily lows once. Let's see. Six hours away, holy shit. Yeah, I seen Market Mechanic. I'm 2 hours from Market Mechanic and about 30-45 minutes from Wix. Wix invited me to hang out not too long ago, but the appointment that I had by his place canceled, so I had to divert my route. That would have been dope. if I was looking for sells, we could have had some sells here, but I wasn't really looking for sells. The setup didn't really appear to me. I was looking more for buys. I prefer buys. But if this isn't the 4 hour, if this isn't the level that's gonna give us the top wick for the daily, then the next level is all the way down here. I took a wick entry for the printer on the 1, and the 15-minute was nice enough to just drop. I see. Yeah, the more you take those money printer plays, bro, the more experience you have knowing when the best time to take them is. I take them, but not as often. I need to work on taking them a bit more. Cells got hit B. Yeah, I see your entry there. I was looking for that same kind of entry, but I would have likely closed, my guy. We rebroke the daily high, failed to drive, came up and retested it and failed, came up and retested it and failed, no bottom wick. Look at all the times that we've tried. It needs to move like this, bro, for me to take those rebreaks of the highs. When I see this, I need it to break first, show me that the volume is incoming, and then I'll look for the entry. And if it hits my break-even point, then I gotta wait even longer for a different setup here. So I'm not even looking at this little bitch. If it doesn't reject here, giving me a nice entry for sells down, like I'm gonna have an alarm here. Because if we start to reject and start coming down, I could take sells. Yeah, I'm so stretched out here. That's only 11 pips. I don't fuck with this little tiny ass range. I mean, sells here give me 30, but only 11 to my break-even point. I'm gonna take a sell on the Nasdaq here. Oh, instant fucking drawdown. That's crazy. If it does start to re-break the highs here, and then give us a little bit of support, then I'll close manually, or set a stop loss at the high that it created. This was supposed to come down, retest this area, and that's where I would have went break even at around 15 pips. No bottom wick, no bottom wick. I don't like that. But from the 15 on up, everything looks so much cleaner to continue. I guess this was the consolidation here. We have a 30-minute closure coming up in 2 minutes. This 30 would be closing above the range. No bueno. This 30 would be respecting the range in 2 minutes. So ideally this needs a, I'm gonna take a pineapple. This 30 is gonna need a bottom wick before continuing up. And since we're this close to driving, or this close to closing, I think we need a pullback to give us that top wick on the 30 and a bottom wick on the next candle, which should give us profit on both of these positions. And if the case happens that price continues driving up and we start to reach these levels here, then I'll be forced to manually close. One minute. Low-key, think that 5-minute setup will give us a retest for the 1-hour sell setup. Quite possible. Quite possible. Let's see what happens here. Last minute drive, huh? See what happens here. 30-minute just closed with a tiny little top wick. Yeah, it most likely might not come down back to my level after that pop last minute. Holy shit, this thing just fucking dumped right back to the level, but it was almost break even and it didn't even show it. That's kind of suspect. I'm not fucking around in this range. I'm not fucking around. Yeah, another rebreak of the high and that thing is gone. It looks like we're starting to form support here on gold, right? Which could be a good thing. So we need a steeper bottom wick on gold for it to continue up. That would be a more appealing position. Are you looking for buys until the 1 hour close? Drop your analysis in the chat. Yeah, that was a good buy option. That definitely looked like a very decent buy. I agree. I'm gonna close this trade out break even. Back to gold. That is a baby bottom wick and this is a resistance here, right? So at this moment, we're scalping these smaller time frame ranges. I'm gonna take a buy stop here, or set a buy stop. Look at these ugly ass candles on NQ. I don't want to be in that. I'm break even here. Yeah, I'm closing full here at 15 pips. Like, subscribe, and just for that, I'm gonna roll another joint. And just, I want you guys to look at NQ, how I got out of this motherfucking pineapple at break even so fucking clean, right? Just look at this: entry, closure, reversing back to the upside after respecting this support once again. Pay attention to the price action. That's what's important. Not if any money was made, none of that shit matters. The price action, the entry, the closure, what price did, the levels that I have marked up, what you see that price did here at this level, that is what is key. And just for that, I saved a holy J. Look at that. In my head, I was saying, Eddie, hold to the daily highs. This is gonna fly to the daily highs. That would be a beautiful fucking trade on stream. But the way that it hit TP, basically, it was 1 pip away from hitting TP. And after going break even, and that was so perfect, I think that was good enough. I didn't want to overextend myself. But in my head, I was like, hold it for stream, hold it for stream. But this is gonna fucking flip, dude. And once it flips, once we get that daily range to the upside starting to form, then I'll start looking for some rebreaks. In the meantime, the holy J is being rolled. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes when I'm trading on my own, I don't perform as well as I do on stream, because there's nobody watching and you can easily do some fuck shit. But what trading on stream has taught me, and it's made me so much more disciplined. Look at the daily flip, dude. Look at that. Look at our entry options. If you're still in this, I hope you're still in this. Even I held for longer than usual. We just had a 5-minute closure right now. The 5 minutes started driving with no bottom wick, and we're at a major area of resistance. So I don't give a shit if we're continuing to drive. We gotta break through all these levels. You close for 10, you're first. Alright, bro. Send me your address. I'm gonna take a flight over there. And we're gonna have to run that fade. Cause my bro. I'm just kidding, bro. We'll apply for that Backyard Fights on YouTube channel. They'll fly us out. Why did you close at 10 pips? What's the beef? He closed at 10 pips, bro. He should have held. If we are continually bearish, right? If we're really bearish for this week, we needed a top wick for the daily. So what happened? The daily came up and created the top wick. We're at a major level of resistance. This is strong. If we don't break through, we can start looking for sells off this area. Yeah, exactly, options. We can start looking for sells off this area if we're truly bearish. If the sentiment is truly bearish, and you know the daily needed a top wick, and after retesting the lows and coming all the way back up in the small amount of candles to create that top wick for the daily, this is just reinforcing the concept of the daily top wick, the daily bottom wick, and how these levels are important, and how 99% of the time you create a top wick for the daily. That little top wick that we had, 99% of the time, the top wick for a daily candle is never that small. So what does that tell you? Eventually, price is gonna come up and grab orders from that area at some point, and you can anticipate that like we did today. With this volume that happened on gold, I wonder what happened on NQ. We're trickled and we're starting to come down now. So I would have been negative another 21 pips before the actual dump. So yeah, no, I didn't want to sit 21 pips and draw down just to not create a top wick here for this ugly price action for sells. No thanks. So good thing that I closed at like 2 pips profit. I saw like 5 pips, and then I gave it a chance, and it was still hovering around break even, and then it was still hovering around break even, giving proper structure, and then it drove one more time like 3 pips, and then it pulled back again 1 pip, and that's when I closed it. And then that's when it pulled back another 20 pips. Just saves you emotional distress. And then if you're in a pineapple and 20 pips of drawdown, it's technically 40 pips of drawdown. My stop loss was just above at the 45 pip mark, which would have been 90 pips total loss. That would have wiped out, what day is today? Tuesday. That would have wiped out this morning session and last night, and and yesterday. So I managed risk accordingly. I had my stop loss in the correct area. Instead of having my stop loss at that level like most people would, I waited to see what price would have done at that area. So I give myself enough drawdown so that if it wicks really, really far past that area, I can manually close, right? Like this, like if I had a stop loss here at this area and price instantly drives up like this, I have to manually close. There's no wait for the pullback and set a stop loss or anything like that. I have to manually close. But if price wicks up into my area like this and then instantly pulls back, I can set my stop loss like what I did on NQ here. How my stop loss was these highs here. We broke the high and instantly rejected, and that's when I set my stop loss at the highs here. Look, now we're starting to come back up. So very solid risk management here. So because we're getting nice structure forming here, but I would like it to be up here after breaking these levels and then coming down. You know, that would make much better sense and it would be cleaner. $15 close, man. Yeah. But what the good thing about it closing man means that we're starting to consolidate in these areas. So all we really have to do is just be patient. Wait for a break of the highs and see, are we going to continue driving up to come up to this level here? Or is this where we're going to start to reject? So who cares if we have no top wick here and ugly structure, because that gives us better confirmation that we're going to start selling off, right? Look at how this 15-minute candle came up to the top of the range before it started to close. This is ugly as shit on its way up before we rejected this level hard. So I would like to see maybe it break the level and then come back down. That would be a higher probability because we would get that fake out. Hey, I appreciate you, God Molecule. Yes, sir. In the beginning of the year, it slowed down to like 5 to 8 viewers, but I think that was because of Asian New Year's and a lot of people were just celebrating the holidays, and it was just months of holidays. But now February, mid-February, everything is already out of the way. The majority of the stuff is out of the way. My brother, the only thing that's gonna help the alone trials, like, yeah, you can do it 100% alone, but if you have a trading group of like 1 or 2 guys that you can say, hey man, today I blew my funded account, I tilted, I did this, I over risked on this trade. And then if you can have an outside source saying, hey bro, you know you're not supposed to over risk, but you did it again, bro, damn. Are you journaling your trades? What happened? Did the trade end up playing out? It just liquidated you because you over risked? Yeah, well, if you would have under risked like always, you would have won the trade. You know what I mean? You need someone to help you. Like, it could be your wife. If your wife knows about like at least how you act, she could see, hey, I could see that you're starting to take 40 trades. What happened to only taking 1 or 2 trades a day? It depends. Holy shit, look at this. Look at this. This is why you're patient. This is why you're patient. There's this trader that I follow that his wife helps give like therapy whenever he's trading. And he says he would have never gotten to where he was if it wasn't for her catching him when he's tilting and saying, yo, you need to chill out. And then he gets off the charts. But everybody's a little different. Depends what level of intelligence your girl is.
Level of intelligence has nothing to do with it. A woman doesn't want to deal with the problems that the man has. She wants him to be the man and deal with it and do what needs to be done. So don't talk to your women about your problems or your issues. Be the man, be strong, deal with it. But talk to us in the chat, in the clubhouse chat or general chat or here. We know what it is to struggle the same way as you all. That's the best way to get that motivation and get the help. Never open up to a woman in that way. You will get tough, I promise. Doesn't matter how much you love her. Women don't want a feminine man. They want a strong man who can deal with you and say, hey baby, I had a tough day today, but it's all good. Let's go out, let's celebrate, because I know I'm going to make it all back tomorrow or whatever. That's what you do.
Take notes, chat. Take notes. Not only are we teaching you price action, we're giving you life lessons. on what to do after you make all that fucking money, right? We know you guys are all gonna be rich. You guys are all gonna be making bank off trading. What to do after, how to build relationships after. All that is important. And learning to self-analyze and having an analysis from the outside. Holy crap, look at this price action. None of these 1 minutes are giving me a setup here. Maybe this one. What was that, 15 pips? Is this all-time high right here? Our first bearish candle. All the time frames have okay wicks. Damn, we just popped. Did that break the high again? What would stops be? What would... Damn, there's really no good stops to take pineapples. How much should we pull back here? I'll have a buy stop on the rebreak of that high. I'm gonna be scalping another quick 10. Holy shit, this thing has volume. Let's hope spreads don't get my ass. Let's move it up a little. If this retests the low again, I'm outie. What's your level? This would have been a really clean one. So this is the push that I was looking for, right? The bottom wick to the previous range, the push up, and that push up gave you 14 pips before the pullback, right? Yeah, we're coming down for the lows again. I'm closing. I don't like this at all. The momentum doesn't look like this anymore. It could still push here. Here it looks cleaner than here. We're retesting the lows again here. We have a 5-minute closure that just closed. I mean, if it creates a steep enough bottom wick, I can reattempt the buy stop. Holy crap, we have so much volume right now. Trump speaking in 5. Every time he speaks, gold tends to fucking fly. Let's look him up, and let's see how he affects our trades. Where's he live at? I don't see him live. What the hell? Oh. It says we'll be right back. Is this not going to activate me on futures? I don't see it, bro. I mean, I searched it up on YouTube and it didn't pop up. Let me try it again.
It's on Forex Factory, but I don't see it either. Well, he did speak it also at 4:13 p.m.
I don't see it.
I'm not sure, but it was a red event folder's been there for the entire week, so I'm not sure what.
Holy shit, look at that beautiful jump to the upside there. Holy shit. We already hit our target on the other gold. So let's see if we get that push on my end.
Yeah, just close those buys.
Holy fuck. This is the second time that I see this happen where this is driving and mine is just frozen, and the move is playing out here and it doesn't happen on my end, and it puts me in drawdown.
Yeah, well, the hour is closing soon, so but it's a 4-hour on the on spot as well, so be careful.
Yeah, I don't see anything on Trump. If you guys can find the link, por favor, send it to me. Now it's crazy how the move played out here and it didn't work out over here. That's quite annoying.
Yeah, it says Trump is speaking live now from Mar-a-Lago and signing executive orders. This information is based on recent posts on.
What is he signing executive orders on?
That I do not.
Yeah, we're gonna see how the two thing happens. Either this is gonna dump and retrace the whole move, or it's gonna continue re-breaking the highs and fly. So those are two things that could happen right now. It looks like On XAU, we're not moving as much as on spot. But the more executive orders that he signs, we should see price start to fly up and give us a really good entry or a good position. I would have to re-break the daily high here.
Okay, so it looks like it was set for 9 p.m. and then he ended up doing the conference at 4:13 p.m. surprise conference from our lab. So apparently that's what it looked. I guess they just never removed it from Forex Factory, and he actually ended up doing it a lot sooner, 5 hours. So I think that's what happened. So I don't think the market will move that other than just a normal 4-hour close. I'm just seeing everywhere that's what it is. It was the one at 4:13. He just decided to do it then instead of that.
Yeah, this is likely going to come down here. What a dump. That's unfortunate that it played out on one end and not the other. That's twice. Those are just, what do you call them? Not the trick of the trade. What do you call it? Damn, I don't even know what I would call it. Trump, say you're dropping tariffs on motherfucking banana peppers. Come on, say something. Say banana peppers, Trump. We're coming up to re-break the daily high here. I'm gonna take a pineapple here then. What a strong daily high. Which says that if we do break it, that thing is gonna fly if we do break that daily high. Ooh, we tapped it by a hair. Futures is so behind. Let's just be patient and let's see what happens here. Worst case, we close for a loss, right? I should have seen break even though. How we retested the highs twice here on gold and GC didn't do so. But paciencia. This isn't looking good. It's looking like a steeper wick. Yeah, my charts are lagging. Nice. I unfortunately caught that drawdown. Let's see what the beat is here. If we do unfortunately start to form structure on our way down here, then there's no point in holding. We'll take another entry here. Because of my extremely bearish bias, I am not looking to let it continue past breaking these lows, right? I think that if it does continue breaking those lows, that price is probably going to come down another 50, 60, 70 pips, and I don't want to see that. But if we can pull up to get that top wick for that 5 minute, I can get out break even. Yeah, that's not looking good. Ooh. Five, no bottom wick closure, tapping the SMA. That can be our only saving grace here. We have a little saving grace here. Pump, 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 pump. Did you guys take my trade or you guys took your own trade? Holy shit. Let's hope we get that pump right back to all-time highs. Options. Let's hope the charts hear you. I took my own and your trade before, but not this one. Took yours, Eddie. Hey, I'm sorry, brother, if you're in drawdown, but if we do start to re-break the lows and start to come back down, I will close my entry, and that would take me out 2 days of profit. Yeah, I started off slow this week. I've only had like 40 pip sessions. Damn, this shit does not want to drive on futures. It does not want to move. That is quite annoying. Yeah. Let's see what starts to happen here. All you can do is manage risk. Like last week, all my days were above 100 pips, 80 pips, 70 pips, so this loss would have only taken out maybe 1 day. This is an evaluation. I'm trying to stack up my evaluation, so I'm over risking, obviously, right? I'm trying to stack the fuck up. Ike just posted another payout today across 3 of all of his accounts, and he pulled out 5 grand, and he's already had like 11 payouts this year. Each account is pulling out over 500. One's pulling out 1500. Crazy, bro. That's what I gotta get to multiple accounts. Yeah, he is. Be prepared, this is the lower high. I'm not holding for another low. And like everybody, today he took a really bad loss trying to force a trade, and he took a big drawdown on his accounts, and it happens. But the thing is that before that happens, you want to go on a long enough streak to where you have enough cushion and profit that doesn't matter. You see what I'm saying? That's the whole idea. That you go on a long enough win streak that you take a payout, and if you do take a big loss, your payouts cover that big loss. We just had a 15-minute closure. This is not a pretty closure. This is a closure a bearish closure. It's coming up with no bottom wick. This is not a pretty entry. The chances of this coming all the way back up to my entry here is not likely. What do we do here? We just came up to this level here. His volume is fucking insane, dude. His volume is wild.
There you go. There you go. It should be pumping up. It was the retest. I was right. As long as it didn't break the level and it didn't break it, you should be the East, my friend.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm just gonna close here. -4 pips. It is what it is. Break even. That was my out. Yeah, that's my boy Chris. He's been sold a lot of scams, bro. So it's like it makes sense that he would think like that. All right, so let's see what price does here. For me to confirm that we're really bullish, we already created a bottom wick on the 4-hour, right? Now we're starting to flip and then to re-break the daily high after retesting this level. So maybe we can get a better entry on the push up here. Maybe it just needed more liquidity and we need to get out of this chop zone and wait for the actual break above on the push on the re-break of the high again. And then now after grabbing all these orders once again, the re-break of the high makes decent sense. See, waiting for one more push here. I did wait for that one more push and it just gave me -4 pips. So across 3 positions. So that's technically -12 pips. Yeah, technically -12 pips. Technically. Yeah, if this thing starts to dump here. Beautiful. 62 pips. I am up after commissions 0. Why am I on that, not on GC? Here it's just not coming up to give me profit, bro. This was my profit. It's just not coming up there. Even here, with the 3 pineapples in the same areas, your out would have put you 6 pips in profit across 3 positions. The most that I saw was 3. Now it's just starting to come down here. If this thing flips bearish, I don't know if I would be able to take sells. Nice, 25 pips. I guess Trump doesn't want to fucking talk. What a pussy. We need a bottom wick on this 15. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 entries tonight off across 3 trades, and so I was up 10 pips, 1 break even, but then after commission across all that shit, it took away 10 pips, so I'm basically break even. Look, that was a good closure. Who the fuck is Hannity? Who are all these people that I don't even know, I don't give a shit about, but still, look how we're pulling right back up on the 5 minute. We have no top wick on this 5 minute. We're coming down to try to flip on this 15, and we did not. So does it look like we're coming down to grab orders there? And look, we tried to grab a bottom wick for it. So if this does continue to flip bullish, this gives us good indication that the trade that we were in, we could have waited a little bit more for market structure, and the buy could have still played out. If we flip and break the highs without re-breaking this low, that's a really good fucking pineapple with a perfect stop loss and just willing to accept the risk knowing with how bullish we are. Yep. Jay, you said it right there. It's simply because of bad risk management. Simply because of bad risk management. You see how I decided, obviously, when I just say, all right, if price comes down below this level and starts to break below, that's where I'm going to close out my trade. Obviously, that on my inside, I'm like, ugh. You know what I mean? You get that feeling, damn, I was wrong. But all you can do is make that decision and deal with it. You know what I'm saying? You can't like reminisce, oh, was it the right decision? Was it? All you can do is just understand your ability to read price action and say, cool. If that 15-minute flips bearish after grabbing all these orders here, that is gone at least to the next level, which is another 30 pips away. So after being 30 pips in drawdown, do you want to add another 30 to potential fucking 70 pips of drawdown before the next major level? I don't want to. I would rather have taken my loss here, lost 2 days worth of profits, and then just continued to trade tomorrow. And usually on a really good day, I can make half of that back, and then the next day I'll make the other half back, and then by the end of the week I'll have 2 more days in profit if I don't take another big loss, and then you're up. Revenge trading is the worst. Like, I'll give you a good example. I woke up one day and I saw price and I'm like, all right, this is a beautiful fucking entry. I took a buy, price instantly reversed, stopped me out, and I'm like, fuck. Before I even did anything that morning, I got up straight from my bed after taking a loss within 5 minutes and then got right back onto the charts, and I'm like, all right, cool, let's see what's happening now. And I instantly started charting to see how I can make that back after waking up, looking at the charts first thing and seeing a setup, not really a setup. And then I immediately got on the charts and I started staring. So the 15 flipped, 15 minute is creating a bottom wick, but this money printer, not good. Yeah, in the beginning you don't want to be trading too long, but once you have your strategy down, you definitely want to be on the charts as many times as your setup presents itself, bro. You want to take advantage of your edge as many times as you can. to give you as
I
much
agree
cushion
with
for your
you.
loss.
I trade during the Euro session. I do the 8 to 10, 8 to 10:30, 8 to 11. Then I'm done. I don't even look at the chart. I don't look at any single thing because then I'm too tired. Start seeing things that might not be there, and then I take a loss because I did wrong. Then I'm gonna revenge trade, bro. I've grown so many goddamn challenges when I started 3 years ago. Bro, I was down maybe 40K. Bro, do you know how many fucking challenges I have to fucking lose, or 100 accounts I have to lose 40,000? Bro, it's a shit ton of money. My own money. So I have to start trading differently. And I only started trading the Asian session a couple of years ago, year and a half ago. Started watching with at nighttime. But I didn't really get into it until.
What time is it for you?
October, November. Sorry?
What time is it for you right now?
It's 2:30 in the morning.
Woo! So what time is New York session for you?
1 p.m. and it's 8 a.m. for you guys. So I sleep an hour or two before the Asian session to be able to be in the Asian session, and then I go to bed right after that. Then I wake up, either I wake up for the New York session, or I wake up earlier to do my stuff, either gym in the mall.
Yeah, like I wake up at 6 in the morning, and then I'm plotting on the charts by like 6:45, 7. I'm plotting to see, and then
that's way too early for me. I know I can move sometimes around that time, but
I get a trade. I would say 3 days a week at that time. I get a trade, and then after I get a trade, I'm like, all right, cool. Now I have some cushion to set for the day, and then I start and I wait. I drive out, I get to work to our warehouse, and then I start looking at my schedule, what we got planned for the day, and I wait for the COMEX open, 8 o'clock closure, and I basically wait for every hourly closure and every 30-minute closure afterwards and see what kind of setup can I get. So I stay looking, not continuously. I set alarms. So I only continuously look from 8 to 8:30, especially if we have news. And then if nothing is set up by then I'll set some alarms, and then I'll go do whatever I need to do. And then by like 9, I'll go back and look at the charts again to see what's setting up. If it's still nothing, then I said, all right, I'm just gonna wait till 9:30, set a few more alarms if price moved a bit differently, and then back at 9:30, I'm looking at the charts again. So basically, I'm not looking at it non-stop, just sitting down every like half an hour, 15 minutes. I'm going back and forth and doing other shit.
Yeah, I used to do that as well, and it drove me nuts. If you don't shut everything off, you're gonna put yourself in a bad position. I mean, it depends on how you want to trade for sure. I just can't do that. I trade my own money, so it's much more of a risk for me than to trade a challenge and say, all right, I just lost $300, whatever, $200, and I'll just do it again and again and again, and then you stack up. And so I don't do that. Man, I've been pulling 100 pips a night for Asian, 100, 150 pips, 280 pips a day here in New York, and that's way more than sufficient for me. I'm not even trying to take all this, but I see my setup during those time frames. That's when I'm taking it instead of after that, because then I just get too tired, and then it doesn't make sense for me. I have to enjoy the day and all that. So I have to look at it as an actual job. Finish the day and that's it, and then I can't just go back to work and then look at the setup as you're putting minutes now, because then you either stay too long in a position because there's not enough volume, you might wait for power hour 3 to 4, or you're looking at something that might not be there, it just might not pop up, and then you put yourself in a bad position where you're taking pineapples way too many times.
No bottom wick. Fuck. If this 30 would have gave us a bottom wick, I would have looked for immediate sells on the break of the low. This 1 minute setup was clean right here after re-breaking all these lows here. Yeah, no, I feel that's where experience comes in, right? And you start to say, all right, cool, if I know that if I trade this many hours or this much time, like here on my trading, I have my 7:30 to 11:30 a.m. so I stick to my high volume times, and this is the time frame that I'm looking for trades. So if I see that a setup is forming within 30 to 45 minutes, then I block that time off for me, and I sit down for that 30-45 minutes, and I trade the charts, and I don't do anything else. But yeah, I've been able to manage it pretty easy. Work hasn't fucked me.
Yeah, but imagine you're older. Imagine you've got kids. Imagine you got other stuff to do. You also have a job as well.
Never. That's why eventually, like right now we're hiring somebody to take some more workload off of me. So so that's gonna be easier for me. I'm gonna be able to come in later and trade the morning session at home.
Yeah. So imagine you have all of those responsibilities. You can't just start looking at trades all day long. You know what I
No,
mean?
yeah, of course.
The goal of the trade is to only use 2 hours of your time or 3 hours of your time, leverage all that, make the money for that more than what most people will do in a day, and then you're done. That's the idea. Then you take on the other session. It's why I'm doing the Asian session. I don't know how long I'll be able to do that because baby's coming soon. So, but I'm taking advantage of those times where there's a lot more volume.
Yeah, it's just like what Don was doing in the middle of last year, where at a certain point he was trading all of Asian, all of New York, and all of London, and he would catch 3 to 4 to 5 trades and just supercharge the account on these high volume times, and he would just be awake for 2 hours each session. And that's what he would do. He would wake up for 2 hours each session and see what those 2 hours gave. If the 2 hours didn't really give anything, then he would log off and go back to sleep and wake up for New York session. At one point he was coming in at like 8 o'clock, and by like 10 he was done. So he was coming in at 8, analyzing from 8 to 10, and that's it, leaving the charts. And then Asian session, you would see him catch some trades like around 9 to like 11 maybe, and then he would get off the charts again. And then London again, you would see like around 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, a couple of trades, and then off again. So it just you'll get your hang of it, and you'll know when to wait. Like Market Mechanic and I were waking up, we wake up early together, and we were seeing a lot of setups for multiple weeks start to happen at 6 a.m. and it's just one of those things where you're like, all right, I've seen this happen too many days in a row. I need to start waking up and taking advantage of it. And then you take advantage of it as many times as it happens, and then it eventually stopped happening, the drive at 6 in the morning before market open. But like we literally saw it for like almost 3 weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks, where every day at 6 in the morning on the dot, you would wake up and gold would be rejecting off a level, and that would be the bottom for the day or the top for the day.
It becomes an addiction at some point.
Yeah.
You just might as well go to the casino, though. I mean, that's the problem. You know, when I'm a big gambler, by the way, conquering Alaska, and I'm telling you, the longer I stay at the casino, the worse I become because the house takes an edge at that point. And that's the same thing in the charts that I see that way. So I cannot put myself in that position, and I must force myself to stop.
Yep.
And I just at some point will just
yourself.
At first, I know myself, but most people are like that because most people have addictive personalities. That's what drives human nature to get to thrive and do what we need to do.
The pleasure button is always being triggered.
Yeah, it becomes difficult to say, oh shit, man, I missed that, I wish I had done this, blah, blah, blah. I mean, we took some trading last night, and it was, I think, midnight or something. I was just asleep, I was just done, and I was almost asleep, I was just doing some stuff, and I was randomly looking at my phone because it's on Do Not Disturb at that point, and I see some trades, and I'm like, I'm not looking at this. I already made my money, I'm not interested. And he lasted, I think, an hour or so in a trade, but he made money, and I was like, great, I'm happy everybody made money. I'm not like, oh, I wish I had done it, bro. It's just the way it is. That was what my day was, and I was done, and that's it. We did it last, I think it was maybe a month ago. There was a position that we were in. We closed during the Asian session, and then maybe 10 minutes later, it just pumped like 100 pips.
Yeah, and you'll know, like, that's why I have 7:30 to 11 a.m. because I looked at my trading journal, and 90% of my losses were before 7:30 and after 11:30. And then at nighttime I have another one where after so I'm like, if 90% of my losses are happening at this time, I can literally cut out 90% of my losses if I don't take my trades. No, that's not that stoic. That's a different stoic. That's the original stoic. That guy's completely different. Yeah. And we're re-breaking the low now. Holy dookie, what is going on here? No top wick though. But this is the daily open, and what happened on the daily open, we literally just plummeted straight down. but we do have the money printer set up on the 30-minute time frame, so we got to be very careful here. Very careful.
A little bit, so we can reflow back up. So we got to be careful. We're at the level rate 35.0. Yeah. Anyways, revenge trading is the biggest killer blackjack every time. I mean, I'm a card counter, so I have an edge against the house. And no matter how much and how well you do it, and the count is high, you're doing you're putting your position in your true count, and your EV makes sense, and you have the right bankroll, you can still lose.
Yeah, your emotions will cause you to misjudge one thing, to not see one thing, and you're like, wow, that was actually important.
Yeah. You gotta
Damn.
be a robot. On losses, you gotta be a robot on wins. And that's just the way it is, and that's it. Man, I made the win, I got the 10, alright, I got the 20 bits, whatever W, and I'm okay. Relax, back to it, alright, take a walk.
And you go through stages too, right? So like I went through the point where I said, all right, cool, when I take a loss, I'm gonna call it for the day. I can't emotionally come back and trade after a loss. I always gamble it back. So I made a rule that I take a loss and I don't come back. And then after a while, it would be like an hour or two later, and I'm like, I completely forgot about the loss. I don't give a shit. Let me look back at the charts and just analyze and see what's cooking. And then I would kind of like paper trade in my head some ideas, and stuff would play out. I'm like, so it looks like I'm like learning how to control my emotions, and I just need some time to steam off. So I started adding it back. So now every time that I take a loss, depends on the size of the loss, right? If it's like one of those where you're like 10 pineapples deep or something like that, it makes no sense to continue looking for trades. They just cool off and wait for a better day. But if it was like a loss like this one, that would have been like 50 pips on the first loss. If it would have really plummeted all the way down, I would have closed out at 50 pips. But it gave us some room to pull back. I would have kept trading, and I've done that for the last like 2 months now, and even last month now, and even on stream, I took a loss same day on stream and made it back the same day and ended in profit on stream. That was a crazy day. I think I took like 7 trades on stream that day.
Wow. I mean, each other one, obviously, everybody knows themselves better than we would know them. So they know what they can and cannot do. But obviously, it helps to hear from other people that we all struggle through it, and we all have to find a way to get out of it. But the number one mistake is revenge trading. And that really screws you up. Bro, it's breaking the lows right now. And the 15 previous has no bottom weight, and the new 15 barely has a top weight. Just dumping constantly 15. I'm just wondering where it could go. There's a small resistance here, but
shut up. Is that loud for you guys? That sound?
a little bit.
Because I have the volume turned down on my PC. But
It's all good. Do you, man?
yeah, see, like here, do I want to hold motherfucking 90 pips of drawdown? I could have, and got out in profit, and this trade would have been a W instead of a break-even trade. But do I really want to be in 90 pips of drawdown, bro? I don't want to be in 90 pips of drawdown. Fuck that. You can if it's part of your strategy and you're able to hold it, or if you're under risking and it doesn't mean shit, you can just continue to stack knowing that eventually gold will come back, or eventually you'll have enough stacked positions that the pullback will put you in profit or break even. Depends on your bankroll, right? You know, that's what the whole martingale type shit is. But you're not really stacking more than the last one. You're just kind of stacking at specific levels, and eventually your average will be so low that a small pullback will put you in profit. That's why you have to have a decent bankroll. You have to under risk. You can't over risk an account, like especially if you're doing a funded account or an evaluation account. On this evaluation, I could have taken like 6 positions all the way in drawdown, maybe 7 positions in drawdown before it breached the account. So I can take maybe like 5-6 losses before it breaches the account, trying to pass it. But then once I do pass it, I drop it down to two contracts per 50K. So the goal is to get it up to a 2 lot. So I need 5 accounts, I need 3 more. Yeah, in order to pass challenges, yeah, but as soon as I get to the evaluation account, I go from 1 lot down to a 0.2. Then a 0.2 on the 50K across 5 accounts. Or 10 accounts, that adds up to a 2 lot. And then on average, my really good days are like 180 pips. Just do the math, that's like a $400 day almost. There's no reason to over risk when a 0.2 across all the accounts is netting you a $400 to $500 day. Hey yo! I don't even know where the sound is coming from. Oh yeah, there it goes. My boy! I don't even know what you were saying. It's funny, when I was younger, I used to think that because I knew Spanish, I could probably understand other languages. And boy, was I wrong. I was like, oh yeah, if somebody's speaking to me in Creole Spanish, man, it's probably close. Let me see what they're saying. Nope. That was a good closure, right? Very good fucking closure. Old me would have held and said, oh no, I can make a little bit of profit out of this, and then it would have dumped and I would have been like, oh fuck, why? It's always doing it. It always does this. Why? It's always doing this. Fuck. Stack, 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 stack. Look, we're getting a little reversal, and this isn't enough to fucking get you out of drawdown. This is an L. Take the L. And that's what you have to learn, bro. And say, look, last time that this happened, price drove all the way down here. So you're gonna get to the point where you say, okay, I'll take a loss here, and then I'll take sells on the break of the low and catch the sells like Wix has done before in the past. And those are just times where you just gain experience, and eventually you'll be able to take those. So you go from taking a loss and leaving for the day to taking a loss and then maybe taking 1 or 2 more trades after and making a little bit of the loss back or half the loss back, and then you make it back within a couple of days to actually making it back the same day, depending on how the market's moving. Like what happened to me the other day, I lost 150 pips first trade of the morning, and then I caught 170 within 15 minutes on the 9:30 candle, from 9:30 to 10. Literally, my buy stop activated, flew 50 pips, and I spammed the close button. I took a sell on the next one, retraced 50 pips, closed. On the next one, 20 pips, and then on the following one, 50 pips more. Just by taking my setup non-stop. Like today I spammed my setup like 6 times. There were smaller moves because the ranges today weren't as big. I actually had a buy right here before it flew up here. That was a good ass buy down here. That shit flew. How much? 76 pips. $15-minute closure. We're just dumping here. Very ugly. There's no entries on any of these candles. For me. For me. Let's clear up all these levels. Fuck out of here. really gotta pull back, bro. We need to pull backula. And this level would be perfect. See what happens here. Dr. Holmes. No, we are not in a sell. We were in some buys. We got out of the buys. Break even. And then price started dumping. We were looking for some sells, but these higher time frame candles are coming down with no top wicks and barely any bottom wicks, which are not giving us the kind of entries that were the analysis is correct, but the entry type is not forming. And that's what gives me the edge. Not just being correct in where it's going. Trend lines on trend. Look at that dump. Yeah, there's nothing I can do there, bro. Absolutely nothing. Are we gonna continue breaking the lows here? I'm the transformer trader. I can't say that word, bro. It'll get me banned. Holy shit. What do we have here? I'm gonna have a buy stop here on the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq's pushing. Just broke the daily highs. The hourly just flipped bullish. The hourly broke the highs. We should get a fucking pump here on the Nasdaq. What is gold doing? Gold is moving crazy. I need Nasdaq to exhibit that same movement right now as we speak to the upside. Are any of you guys in sales? W discipline, bougie. That's W discipline. And what did you miss? A whole bunch of FOMO, because that's all that we did sit here. And all I did was be able to take this entry on the Nasdaq that we're now rebreaking the daily highs, and we're starting to give this little push here. So let's see how far we can push. It should give us a strong pop though. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for like a strong push up, not just a little struggle here, because this is finally the break of the high. We formed structure on our way up here after breaking all of these lows and coming up to the highs. So this was what the initial move should have been, right? That I was looking for earlier in the night. Damn, there's a lot of volume in the markets. It's causing my charts to struggle here. Shit happens, G. Still doubt my move. Don't let us ruin your analysis. I'll figure it out eventually. Yeah, don't let us doubt your analysis. Don't let other people fuck with your analysis, right, bro? Take it no matter what. If you're taking a trade that's opposite of Wix, you never know, bro. Like, I'll give you a really good example. The probability of Wix taking a pineapple is around like 70%. So that means that he will go into some sort of drawdown before he takes his pineapple in order to get out of the trade and profit. So what does that tell you? That tells you that if you're seeing a trade that's opposite of his, you know that he can withstand some drawdown before getting into multiple entries to get out of his trade, which means your trade would be going into profit while he's in drawdown taking pineapples. Eventually he gets out in profit, he wins the trade, so you weren't really technically going against him. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you have to keep in mind, that even if Wix has a different analysis than you, take your own, because that's going to start to formulate your own strategy, your own way of looking at the candles. You'll start to see your own edge, you start to see your own entry types. So take what you learn and apply it, so that way you have your own style of doing things. The volume just died on NQ over here. It's going the opposite way, my boy. Gold is going nuts. Have you guys taken anything so far? I'm up 61 pips. Holy shit, you guys are doing so much better than me tonight. Holy fuck. 34 pips. You guys are awesome. Holy shit. Not gonna lie, I've been in tonight's been a little struggle. I've been in drawdown in every single trade. Yeah. Get a 34-inch. Look how nice it looks. Holy shit, you can see everything there, dude. I need that 34-inch, to be honest, because this little screen is kind of fucking with me. You guys hear the sirens? That's the sound of the police. Yeah, today I had no drawdown, almost no drawdown across all of my trades, And then today during Asian session, I've been in drawdown on every single one of my trades. So it be like that. Hourly closure coming up in 3 minutes. Man, whoever took impulse sells there, your cheeks are probably unclenched at this moment. One hour closing in 2 minutes. Damn, I just said 3 minutes 5 seconds ago and a whole minute passed. That's crazy how a minute just passed that fast. Time flies when you're zoning out. No drip. Change that to drippy as fuck. So with this hourly closing on NQ, we're going to be closing bullish. So it's going to need a bottom wick before continuation up. So I might see a little bit more drawdown. I wanted to take buys in this last 5-minute bottom wick, but we're so close to the 1 hour I decided to hold off. Yeah, that's the sketchy part. NQ doesn't want to give me that push. It's been doing it all night. We formed some strong support here. And my buys would have paid off, so no FOMO, but at least my setup works, so I know my next position should still make sense. Yep. That's the best part, when your position still makes sense. Hourly closure. What's the deal? What's the deal with airplane food? Do you guys watch Kill Tony? Closure above, but it'll most likely need a bottom wick before continuing up. Doesn't seem like the volume is there on NQ to give us that push. I watch that shit every night. I was watching it alongside Asian session, but now since I'm streaming, I can't watch it. I gotta rewatch it after. They're coming to my town in a couple of months. Do I ever pineapple NQ? Yes. we did here. I think we took a sell here, another sell here, and then closed the sell here. Are any of you guys in this NQ trade? Yeah, I was gonna say, if nobody's on the trade, I'll let it run for like another 20-30 minutes on stream. If it starts going into drawdown and I pineapple out, I'll update you guys and let you know, but I gotta take my dog out. But I think he can wait like another half hour. So if nobody's in the trade, then I'm not obligated to stay here too long. That way nobody's shitting bricks and saying, oh fuck, he's dipping. I just sold gold. Careful with that 5-minute closing respecting there, broski. Or that hourly. Oh, you took a sell here? Depend. That was a good move. What'd that give you? 24 pips? What is that? An FVG? Inverted FVG or some shit? Is that what you took? And then once it broke below here, is that the ICT setup? A lot of no top wicks here. A lot. Yeah, we're gonna need a bottom wick here on this hourly. Those cells dumped for you, my boy. Where was your entry? You just sold at 10:02, so I'm gonna claim your candle to be this sell right here. So you are milking that shit, 20 pips in profit, brother. Good shit. unless you pull your enter like here or maybe on this pullback. If you like pina coladas, this is the retest of the low. If it continues re-breaking the low, then we're coming down to the next 4-hour support level like we were mentioning earlier. But what happens if you don't re-break the low and you start to respect this level? Tough. It don't look like it though. It looks like it's going to continue down and mimic the same movement here. Insta drawdown. Well, yeah, my dog is begging like a mother. I'll be alright. 30 more minutes, 20 more minutes, bud. This 1 hour is going to flip. If this 1 hour flips off this area, then it's most likely going to fill the range back up. And if it re-breaks the daily high, that could be a big shot target straight to all-time highs. But we have to be very careful here, right? Where we rejected off the daily movement here and off the off these daily candles, the rejections are tough. But we did have a daily closure above all these ranges, which is also sus, right? We closed above all these ranges on the daily and instantly started rejecting, which is different than every time that we came up to these levels. On the 4 hour, it looks very similar, but on the daily, that's the first daily that closed above. So are we getting a pullback for a continuation up? But yeah, I would watch this level, bro, because if you start getting some buys here, your stop loss is very small and your target is very large. Look how we moved in just 1 hour here. But I'm gonna continue this trade on my phone and I'll update you guys in the Discord. I'm gonna go walk my dog. This motherfucker has been pissing in my fucking house. He's starting to like regress. Yeah, let's give it another 5 minutes. He's starting to regress, but I started seeing some TikToks. There's like um if they're just doing it because they get nervous and shit like that, then they have little straps I can put around his waist that covers his wee wee, and then that way even if he tries to lift his leg up, he won't be able to. And that way it'll train him not to fucking. I'm gonna give it 5 more minutes, 4 more minutes. Once this 15-minute closes, I'll call it. If you like pina coladas, getting lost in the rain. Hey, bro. Yes, Jay. Go to sleep, dog. You need to rest, my dude. 2 in the morning, I'd be like this. Oh, TP? No, drawdown. I'd have an alarm set here, an alarm set on my phone, and that way, if the candle re-breaks the low, I'll wake up. If it re-breaks the high, I'll wake up. So, Dr. Holmes, if the Nasdaq starts to re-break these lows and start to come back down into range, that's where I would look to manually take the stop. Because if you do start to come back into range here, it looks like we're going to start to fill the range to come down. And this range alone is 81 pips. And the daily range to the bottom wick is 690 pips. So it needs to come up and retest the highs one more time, putting us in profit before. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a rejection off this level for a continuation up to the highs. If for some reason we start to remain below these levels, price starts to remain below these levels, we can see that it's starting to respect the highs and or respect this as a daily high, and it's going to start to come down to grab a little bit more orders. So that's something that I don't want to be in. I'd rather wait and see how the hourly plays out, and then if you do take the re-break of the high after this loss of like maybe like 40 pips, um, the re-break of the high should give you the same push that like this gave us, which was like 40, 50 pips. So one candle should make all of that back, especially with all this clean range that we have here. If we start to re-break the highs, there's 116 pips of just clean range straight up. The 15-minute is about to close. This 15 is about to close bearish, respecting this level back into range. So maybe we get a top wick before coming back down, and that's where we can exit out of the trade. Have a good night, everybody. I'm gonna wait this 1 minute out. But yeah, like I said, if we start to break into these levels here, there's no more holding the trade for me. I'm not gonna risk a dump all the way back to the daily lows. Why would I hold for 600 pips? So this is we're at a decision making level. So the 15 just closed. So I'm gonna end it there, chat. Have a good night, everybody. I appreciate you guys for showing up. You guys are fucking awesome. You guys are my people. I fuck with you. Drop a like, and let's get dub skis.